Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome back to another exciting episode of LT Showcase. We are on week 3 of Game Boy month, and this week we're taking a look at Castlevania II Belmont's Revenge. Let's not waste any more time. Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
There's a lot of games out there, some of which you've never even heard of. That's where I come in. I'm Lucious T. I've been playing games since the age of 2, and I have no life.
This is Retroactive.
This game came with some hype to it. It's no secret that people dislike Castlevania Adventure, and this game allegedly fixed all of that. Well, I haven't played Castlevania Adventure, but I have played the NES Castlevanias, and this game fits right in. It has all the trademark stiff movement, though I will say it feels a little better than the NES titles. Maybe that was just my imagination. The story is Dracula is back for some reason. You are Christopher Belmont from the first Game Boy game, and your son has been kidnapped by Dracula and turned evil, and now you must rescue him and defeat Dracula. You think if Dracula could just mind control people like that, he would just do that to all of the Belmonts. Now bear in mind, I got all of this from a Wikipedia article and not the game. So I'm guessing you learn all this in the manual. If it was in the game, somehow I missed it. You can choose one of 4 levels at the start. Once they are defeated, you unlock Dracula's castle, where you must fight your son and Drac. The stages have better than average music and feel like respectable 8-bit Castlevania levels. Familiar enemies pop up, candelabras, moving platforms, and the like. There are no Medusa heads, which honestly is a godsend. And they even use the candelabras in an interesting, illuminating way in one stage. Now gone are stairs, and instead you have ropes, which I believe was an element from the first game. But they do add their own charm. The developers found many interesting ways of using this mechanic with the spider enemies and the clock tower-esque pulley systems. Christopher can slide down them at speed too, which may not be as cool as moonwalking, but it is fun. And hey, you can jump off them too. Take that, stairs. Now you start off with an underpowered whip and can upgrade it twice, once to chain and then to fire, which will shoot a projectile. Now the fire whip seems to be less common, as sometimes it will not spawn past a certain point in levels, whereas the chain will always after a few candle breaks. Now be careful, there are some enemies that will downgrade your whip too if you get hit. Now you have sub-weapons, but only 2, the axe and the holy water. Hearts remain in 1 and 5 increments. You even spawn with 5 if you die. Now I only found 1 instance of wall meat, but I'm sure there's more lurking around. There are generous checkpoints in each level that even persist through continues, so let me say this is probably one of the easier Castlevania games, though I will say there is an insane difficulty spike on the Soleil Belmont fight, and once he is defeated, Dracula poses a challenge, but nowhere near as much. It should be evidently clear that Konami dumbed the difficulty of this game down for the Game Boy. Free hearts, no Medusa heads, checkpoints that persist through death. I for one don't mind. It is a Game Boy game after all. They likely were catering to people on a time crunch, but it should be noted for those that love a stiff challenge in their Castlevanias. Time for some Lucious metrics. Cost of entry. Overpriced. I got amazingly lucky and got this game in a lot with 8 games for $50. Now the game itself is going for close to $40, but the lot value I picked up was around $100. So while I still recommend picking this up, the cost to play it just doesn't justify it. Maybe pick it up on the compilation that came out. Sense of satisfaction. Cheapened. I beat this game in probably 2.5 hours. I started playing at midnight and went to bed stuck on the Soleil fight, came back and finished the game in the morning in 30 minutes. Now had the checkpoint system through the continues not been there, it likely would have doubled my playtime, which as a reviewer, I'm glad it didn't, but as a gamer, I kinda wish it had. Would have made the game more memorable, and by not having that, it really lessened the sense of achievement. Replay value. Moderate. Since getting through the game is not a challenge, the only thing I could do is add restrictions on myself. No death runs, no continues, etc., which is not something I enjoy doing, but others might. Still, a fun game, and I would probably play through it again someday. Belmont's Revenge is a great bite-sized Castlevania adventure, and honestly one I would expect from a Game Boy game. While it didn't rock my world like Donkey Kong and Mole Mania did, it still gave a great showing and is worthy of the name Castlevania. I give this my Lucious T recommendation of beat it. And there you have it. That's it for this week, guys. Let me know what you think about Belmont's Revenge. Let me know if you've played Castlevania Adventure. I know everyone says to stay away from it. Do you agree? And how are you enjoying the month? We got one more coming from you. It's another 8-bit franchise that's very popular, and it's from Capcom. Remember to sub it up. I put out a new video every Tuesday. Say goodbye to Copper. It's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.